Excuse me. Hello, it is I, Buzz here, the Hyllus diardi. In today's video, I'm going to be eating the rest of this mealworm, and Matt will be making me a new enclosure. Enjoy the video. So good.
Hello, this is I, Matt, and as you can see, I'm also a jumper, but he is a jumping spider. The Hyllus diardi. This is Buzz here, as I said. He introduced himself at the start of the video. Very talented spider, I must say. Perfect enunciation considering you were munching on a mealworm, my friend. Anyway, what are we doing today? Well, we fed him, and I have caught that, so I'll chuck that clip in at some point, or pop it on a short. But he's happy munching there, so what we're going to do is we're going to use this new Zilla flat pack acrylic enclosure that we bought off Amazon. They're about £30. You can get deals on them. Some places are a bit more expensive, but generally they're around £30 mark. Height wise, it's about 45 high. It's only about 15 by 20, so 15 by 20 by 45. It's nice. It's easily put together. It's all silicone banded, held together. I've double checked all the gaps. There's none that he can get through now. He has just molted, so he's a little bit bigger. And I bought this about a week ago and put it together. He then molted the next day, which was very handy. We're going to do him a little bioactive. So we've got our mesh here, and we've got our bits of knotted grapevine wood, I think they are. I can't remember now. And a couple of bits of cork bark, and just a little bit of a fake plant. We're not going to go too mad, because what I would like to do at some point is grab a spider plant and pop it in there with him. I don't currently have any, but they do look nice, and with a tall enclosure that'll grow, the leaves will drape over like they do, and it should fill out a nice portion of the sort of bottom half of it. And then I'm going to give him ledges with branches and the little bits of cork bark. We're going to wedge them all together, much like we have in this home that he's in now. Lift him up there, you won't mind. There you go. And while we do it, we're going to let him chill there, because he's fed now, and though they're incredibly active compared to some of the regals, especially the females that can be a bit more chill, he's active since he's molted, especially because obviously he's popped out fresh, he's hungry, so he's roaming around today, and he was clearly looking for something, so I popped his lid off, put that in front of him, 20 seconds later, bosh. So he's happy. Anyway, so right, these guys might seem a bit small for this enclosure, and I get you, I feel you, I know where you're coming from. And when I first looked into this species, I was a little suspect of that myself. But they do roam. They're really, really active. They're a lot less happy to sit on a ledge all day and do nothing than, say, the female regal I've got is. Professor Bounce is quite happy just to chill on her highest point. Not even in her web half the time, just up there. This guy, however, up until he went to pre-molt, he was incredibly active, and since he's molted, he's just done nothing but sprint laps around there. So that was easily big enough for him when I popped him in there. And it's not a horrible enclosure for him now, but because he roams so much and they do get so big, and he will be safe in there now, I'd rather upgrade him now, pop him in there, and just see what he gets up to. See how much he roams with the extra space, see if he puts a hammock web in more than one spot, because he hasn't done so far in here. Just generally see how the upgrade affects him and what the enrichment adds to him. And like I say, there won't be much enrichment as of yet, because it'll just be a couple of fake plant bits in there just to give him some anchor points and other places to sit. But overall, it's going to be a much more involved, easily explored environment, because he's got more to explore. He's not just going around in circles. So we will give him that. Then at the end of the video, we'll pop him on my hand. He's all right, he's happy eating. The thing I've noticed with jumpers, if they're eating, you can generally do what you want, and they will generally go where you would like, as long as they've got their food. So hopefully he's the same, because the regals were all like that. So yeah, let's crack on. We're going to leave him there to chill. In case those of you who are wondering about jumping spiders and exactly how chill they can be, you can see exactly how chill they can be, which is incredibly chill when they've got a face full of mealworms. So, first things first, let's get that door open. Now, as I said, we're going to do a little bioactive. So, how do we do a bioactive, I hear you cry? Well, first of all, we pour in the hydro balls and hope that there's enough. Okay, we've got just enough. Normally I would want a few more than that, but this isn't an incredibly over-the-top, mad, humid one. I mean, I'm going to mist it and it's going to be humid, but I'm not going to be soaking the substrate. There's not live plants going in there yet. The reason we're doing it like this is because we want to have the option to do that later. So I don't want to have to pull everything apart later thinking, oh, now I need to add a drainage layer. So we're going to pop one in there now. So I've got 2 bits of mesh in there because the bits I had weren't quite wide enough. But it's good in there because, like I say, we don't want too deep a layer because it's a very specified amount you can put in these. That's the only downside of them. If you want a deeper substrate with these Zilla ones, it is a substrate tray at the bottom, which is then what you fix the panels to. So it's kind of a consequence of the way it's put together. So it's not really an issue. It's more a design trait. So we'll just make sure we haven't got loads of stuff sitting on top of the mesh where we don't want it. Now, substrate. I think I've shown you in previous videos, but we'll take you through it again. It's basically just cocoa coir, so your standard substrate brick that you hydrate, peat moss and spider life, and sphagnum moss. Lots of sphagnum moss mixed in, which helps to retain any humidity. I'm just feeling this through because the top layer is obviously dried out a bit. I need to buy a bin really. Just make myself some room to work here. Don't mind me, Buzz, you carry on munching, my friend. So, substrate in. See, I'm going to work directly in front of him. And he's going to watch. Can you, mate? So as I say, he's a Hyllus diardi or a Hyllus diardi, however you want to say that. One of the biggest species of jumping spider on Earth. In fact, they might be equally the biggest next to the giganteus, which is kind of hilarious since they're called giganteus and these ones are equally as large. But I think it might differ between, for example, the males being large or just leg span for matures. But generally, it's not that specific. They are just massive jumping spider species. They're not like the regals from North America and similar climates. The reason I'm giving it a bioactive, you might wonder, and making it humid with all the sphagnum moss, etc, etc. They are not from North America or anywhere similar like that. They're from Indonesia, generally incredibly warm, very, very moist rainforest and jungle climates. And of course, we need to replicate that as best we can. So the best option to do that to start with is substrate that holds humidity. Right, I just moved you in a bit closer there so we can see what we're doing. Now, first things first, how are we going to pop this wood in? Let's see where this will fit to face the front side. That's what I would like. So what I think I would like to try is if this can go up there. Ah, no, the other way, the other way, the other way. So we jam this in together. Okay, that's getting more to how we want it. Don't have a hot glue gun, sadly. So, we don't have the option to secure things. But what we can do is jam them in, because cork bark is nice and light, and so are jumping spiders. So as long as you get something that fits, there we go. So he's got a few options, a little edge down here, another one right at the corner, which I've deliberately put there. I wanted something pointing up there in case he wanted to web there. And then what we will do is pop these leaves in somewhere, but where exactly? So we'll pop these in between those 2 bits of cork bark that we've wedged in there. Lovely. Okay, slightly better view there for you. Just going to fill up the little troughs and dips I've made in the substrate doing the branches. As you can see, he doesn't give a monkeys that we're working around him like this. They're not anything like the tarantulas. They're nothing like other true spiders like huntsmen or wanderers or anything. They are far more, I think, aware of their surroundings and have a better understanding of what's going on. None of my jumpers have ever reacted to me in surprise even, really. Occasionally I might accidentally taken by surprise. They turn around in a "what was that" kind of manner. which is incredibly refreshing for a long time tarantula keeper. It's a similar thing with scorpions actually. Right, I think we should try and get a little handling clip and pop him in there, see if it'll go with his worm. Let's do this. So here we go. This is Buzz, as I say, Buzz Leap Year. As you can see, he's very calm considering they're not the calmest of jumpers. But let's just, there you go. See, I only vaguely touched his leg and he just turns round. That's all they do. All right, mate, you want to go that way? I don't want to annoy you enough that you drop your food. So what we'll do, let's just try and get him to go in of his own accord so we're not bothering him too much. Show him his house and his new surroundings. There you are, my friend. Now, one thing I haven't done, and I will do, and you don't forget if you do one, is water dish. So we'll pop that in a minute. I just want to make sure he's happy to go inside, really. So if I pop him on there, can you go this way, my friend? That's it. But if you go over there, there you go, boing. You annoy them enough, eventually they're like, fine, go in, for God's sake. And as you can see, he had no qualms there, jumping in with a face full of mealworm. There he is. So that's the Hyllus diardi, all rehomed, fed. Now we can water him. I reckon he'll probably go for a good old exploration with his food in his mouth, because I've seen him do it before. Right, so we just need to do his water. I'll do that now and pop that in, and then we'll have a good look at the finished result. There we go, all done. He's happy in there eating. He's got his water, he's nice and misted, he's all moist substrated, he's all everything. Very happy with that. Right, that's all him done. Quite happy with that. The Zilla enclosures overall, very impressed. Decent quality, easy to put together, not too pricey. Maybe it could be a bit cheaper considering it is, you know, not a glass enclosure and so on. And you can pick those up for only say 15 to 20 pounds more than you would one of these. But they're very lightweight, they're very easy. The front opening door is a bonus, so I don't mind so much the limited amount of substrate you can put in there. Plus, as long as you mist and keep your water filled up, overfill that area, and don't use substrate that's going to struggle to keep humidity in, I don't really think it limits you that much. Put a really thin layer of the hydro balls on the bottom, obviously, so you're not wasting too much of that minimal space in the tray that you do get for the substrate. Overall, very impressed, would definitely use again. They're good for a lot of sizes of spiders. He's got all the room in the world that he could ever dream of in there, but it's perfectly fine for an adult AVIC or something similar. So yeah, very impressed. If you like the video, please do all that normal stuff, like, comment, and if you're not subscribed already, which 84% of my viewers apparently so far are not, I would very much love you to subscribe. So please do, it does help the channel and it motivates me to make better content and keep churning it out. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you next time on the Arachnophiles. Bye bye.